All right.
Why can't I see Mickey? There she is. Hello.
Hello, Mickey.
Hello, guys.
There you go.
Turn up the volume.
There. Hey, Suzanne.
Hello, Suzanne.
Hey,
How's them grandbabies, Suzanne?
oh, getting cute and adorable. Don't get me started. What heck? The whole meeting.
Yeah. Do you have a picture?
Of course I do. He's cute and adorable. Yes. Don't-
Hey, I see it.
Oh, what a cute baby.
Look at the fat cheeks on that little baby.
Yeah, it's got some thighs to go with it too.
Oh, I imagine. Thank you.
Thank you for asking.
Okay. This is Paul Sabin, current mayor of Penny Farms for 2020. The date is June 16th, 2020. It is now 7:05 p.m. and I call the meeting to order.
What you drink?
According to the Florida Municipal Officials Manual, although citizens are allowed to attend all meetings of the public body, there is no requirement that citizens be allowed to participate in these meetings. Citizens are permitted to participate at public hearings and legislative meetings, such as the town council meetings. At this time, I would ask us for the flag salute, and I will lead and we will all hopefully participate. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll now have a moment of silence. Okay, thank you. I will now seek an approval for the agenda. Do I hear a motion to accept the agenda as it's been distributed to the members of the council?
So moved.
You go.
Is there a second?
Second.
There was a second?
Yes.
Second.
Okay. All who would favor this motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, our town clerk will now call the roll. Present.
Here.
Here.
Here. Present. Here.
Here.
Okay, I believe that we have a recognition. We have a guest, and I'm going to ask our town clerk to introduce him.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bill Engelbrecht, and I am the Republican candidate running for District 3, along with 9 other candidates. So we have a crowded field. But I believe with my background and leadership that I can lead District 3 in DC and also take care of our constituents. So I'll just start out. I said, I'm a business owner with strong experience and leadership in the healthcare industry since 1988. I've worked for a healthcare consulting firm, and because of my ability to learn quickly and solve problems, I left that company, opened up my own consulting firm in '94. In July of 2000, I bought a Palaca-based company, Florida First Care, which I have now. It's a Medicare certified accredited home health agency. My company may have helped, I don't know about any of y'all all look very young, but may have helped some friends or family in the past. But I've also been able to create hundreds of jobs in our District 3, in Putnam, Clay, Bradford, Union, Alachua, and Marion counties. And that's just to name a few. I have an office down in Lake County, which takes care of the residents over in the villages. So, but as a business owner with the 32 years experience in the healthcare field, I understand the importance of lowering healthcare premiums, prescription drugs, while protecting Americans with pre-existing conditions. In our industry, in the home health industry, we have experienced many times where our patients and, just in general, Americans are faced with the reality of either buying food or buying medications. And that's a decision that should not have to be made, especially for our seniors. Once up in DC, I vow to protect the military and our great veterans. The VA program is in a great need of overhauling, access to more locations without long waits for appointments. And so, those are necessities. After serving 3 tours, 2 in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan, my brother would have to drive from Daytona to Gainesville for an appointment. And no veteran should have to pass by hospitals or doctor's offices in order to receive medical attention. Although I did not serve in the military, I have a family full of veterans. As I mentioned, my brother, my grandfather served as a member of the Air Force and fought in both World War II and the Korean War. He is buried along with my grandmother in Arlington National Cemetery, close to the tomb of the unknown soldier. My father, who is a retired Navy officer, he is in Mississippi right now, and that's where I was born, actually, is in Meridian, Mississippi. And he served on the Mississippi State Guard as a colonel. So I vow to work with President Trump to create an immigration system that protects the lives of all Americans. I feel that we need to do this because of human and sex traffickers smuggle in thousands of young girls and women and sell them into prostitution and modern day slavery. So we need to be able to do that. We can protect all these Americans by building the wall, continuing to build the wall, and increase screening methods at our ports of entry. The first 2 amendments are very significant to me. The First Amendment is the most. Although the First Amendment is the freedom of speech, press, religion, assembly, and petition, my focus will be freedom of religion. And I say freedom of religion because that's what it is. Remember, it's not freedom from religion, it's freedom of religion. Administrations in the past have removed God from school systems, public buildings, and our government. So I am proud that President broken society with force. And
I'm sorry.
that's okay. So we once again will be able to pray at public gatherings, our government and school systems, and hopefully that will become the new norm. The Second Amendment, I'm a strong proponent of law-abiding citizens owning guns for hunting and self-defense. I will defend the laws of Congress for those law-abiding citizens' right to own firearms. Do y'all remember the movie Red Dawn? You know, with Patrick Swayze, there's several, Jennifer Grey in it and so forth. As long as we have the Second Amendment, we will never be invaded. Because if you realize that other countries know that we will not be they do not want to invade the United States, because under every leaf, there is somebody there that owns a firearm. So they would have a whole 300 million population of an army, per se, to defend our country. Now, one of the things I did in high school, I took a vocational class. I took it for 3 years, and I learned a trade, which was air conditioning and heating. But after being on the roof in my senior year of high school at 120-degree weather, I decided that was not for me. I wanted to go into computers, so that's what I did. But one of the things that President Trump is trying to bring back is the vocational and technical classes back to America. And I believe that those classes should be made for high school students, our veterans who have an honorable discharge. And I can attest to that from my brother, who, when he got out of the Marines, he was looking for a job. He finally went into welding. He was able to secure a very good job as a welder out of the NAS Jacks. But also, I think this would also coincide with the President's First Step Act. And these are individuals who have been incarcerated, but they can learn a trade. In my opinion, they could learn a trade or take a vocational class like this, or a technical class, in the last 6 months of their term, and learn that. So when they get out of incarceration, that they will actually have a place to go work. A lot of the people do not. If they go to work, it's not really a job that helps them better themselves. So I am a very strong proponent of that. So, you know, what we have to do as the left continues to push their socialist agenda, it is our jobs as Republicans to fight back. I hope I touched on every subject there, and I just want to let you know that, again, my name is Bill Engelbrecht, and I would appreciate your vote on August 18th. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions?
Thank you very much for taking the time tonight to participate in our town council meeting. And we wish you well in your journey in this contest to seek the will of the people. Thank you.
I will. Absolutely, I'll definitely do that. I can. I think I can do a thing on there, and I can put down my email address as well. Is it a chat? Yeah, chat. Okay.
Okay, thank you. We're moving ahead now on the agenda to proclamation. And I need to give the council members just a little background before I read the proclamation that's before us tonight. I received phone calls from a number of residents at Penny Retirement Community concerned that the town take this opportunity, given all that we've been living through for the last 3 to 4 weeks and before, to speak out as a town relative to the issues that have caught the attention of our entire nation. Bob Fisher, who, as you all know, was on the council until last year, proposed a proclamation after Charlottesville in Virginia that was passed by our council. And so I asked him to do a draft, which he did. It was then run by Susanna for legal feedback. I made a couple of revisions. And so with that background, let me now read this proclamation for the members of the council. Whereas our nation has witnessed tragic blunders in the miscarriage of justice by certain police officers and vigilantes in Georgia, Kentucky, Minnesota, and other locations around the country, which has focused our attention on the cultural and systemic racism that has infected our national being since the beginning of the Republic. And whereas horrific miscarriages of justice to citizens of African descent and other minority groups have occurred in the state of Florida in the past. And whereas the nation has been outraged by the insensitive murders of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd, and others by police officers and vigilantes. And whereas the town council of the town of Penny Farms again condemns the cultural and systemic racism permeating our society historically and today, and promises to uphold and protect all its residents, regardless of ethnicity, race, faith, sexual orientation, or gender. And whereas the council condemns all form of hate and discrimination, because discrimination, hate, and violence backed by police brutality is contrary to the words of the United States Declaration of Independence, which provides that all men are created equal and they are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, that among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And whereas elected municipal officials have a greater responsibility to take crystal clear stands on constitutional and human rights issues and declare their unwavering intention to guarantee that all citizens within the municipality are treated equally without prejudice or bias. Now, therefore be it resolved that the town council of the town of Penny Farms condemns the actions and injustices perpetrated by rogue police officers and others who continue to harass and molest minority communities, especially African Americans, and pledges to do all it can to face, condemn, and root out cultural and systemic racism in our community, thus contributing to the termination of centuries of injustice inflicted upon minority communities in our country. Now, therefore, be it further resolved, all of us as members of this very unique small community in Clay County, Florida, work together to improve the quality of life for each other. May we pledge to better understand each other through shared experiences and by our common goals, and work together to make this a better community in the spirit of our founder, James Cash Kennedy. This is being proposed to be adopted on this 16th day of June, 2020. The proclamation is before you. Do I have a motion to accept?
So move.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion from council members relative to the wording or the intent of this proclamation?
No question about it wording, but I certainly would like to thank you for putting it together.
Yes.
Any other comments? If not, I will ask for a second to this resolution to approve.
Second.
All who would favor this resolution will say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Okay, that's finished. I hope, I assume, Anita, that we will post this on the bulletin board adjacent to the post office where our other announcements and information goes. Is that, and it'll be on our website, correct? Okay, fine. Thank you. Now I think we need to approve minutes, and Anita, I think we need to approve the quarterly town workshop minutes, but not the regular town minute meetings. Is that correct? Understood? Okay. I'll entertain a motion since these were presented to you in our town notebooks. I'll entertain a motion to approve the second quarter town council workshop minutes from May 15th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
And there's a move and a second. All who would favor the adoption say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Hey, there's Adrian. Hey.
Ordinance is none. So now we come to the resolution. And I'm going to read this only by title tonight. A resolution of the town of Penny Farms, Florida, requesting the St. Johns River Water Management District to reduce permit application fees. I'll entertain a motion to accept and approve resolution 2020-11. We presented it last month as well.
So
Move
moved.
to accept as presented.
So it's been moved. Did I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, and now we'll have discussion. So we have discussion on this resolution. Hearing none, all those who would approve will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, now we'll go to the town manager report. This will probably take a little longer.
Not
You
at
cannot
all.
hear me?
Look at it.
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So would you review your report, please?
Yes, the month of May continues with the COVID-19 virus restrictions. All town hall business is being conducted by appointment only during the normal operating hours. The town successfully held 3 virtual public meetings this month. The second quarterly town council workshop, the finance committee meeting, and the regular monthly town council meeting with a public hearing. At the time of this report, it looks like June's town meetings will be held in the same manner. I want to remind all town residents, the town has a new website, and I encourage everyone to refer to it regularly. This will be the primary way to communicate to all interested town residents any updates, upcoming meetings, and town information. I'm really, really proud of the website. It's really put together very nice. So it's a good way for us to communicate. Also, this month continued with 3-day-a-week meetings with the Clay County Emergency Operating Center by phone, as well as phone conferences with the county manager on the same days. The town hall has been notified daily with Clay County updates on the COVID-19, 7 days a week. So far, all of the town hall employees are doing well with no positive cases. This month, I finally hired a new public works employee. The first day he reported to work was on Tuesday, May the 26th, 2020. His name is Joshua Young. And so far, during the short time he has been here, he has proven to be a great asset to the town already. I'm so grateful for the help. The renovation of the restrooms of the town hall began in the middle of this month, and things are moved all around right now. The climate control storage room in the maintenance shop has been started as well this month. In addition to the passive park, and I know that Miss Kathy is very happy about this, the passive park clean out has begun. Basically, we've got everything hauled out of the passive park, and it's just a lot of hand work in there now. All the machine work is done. And I believe that we've got some volunteers that's going to be helping out this weekend in there. So if you get an opportunity to walk through there, what a difference. It really, really looks good. And I think all of our town residents are going to really enjoy it of going through there now, and where I feel like it's a lot safer there. We got our bridge fixed. We are going to get our sidewalks in there fixed too. I'm in the process of getting some estimates on them now. So all of our projects are moving along. The town's annual audit is still ongoing and should be completed next month. The auditor will make a presentation at our upcoming town council meeting, hopefully. Everything has been done. This has been a totally different audit this time. It's been a lot of extra work, a lot of papers had to be sent and emails and different formats. But we're getting through it. And just like we always do every year through the audit. So it all seems to be doing well. And that's all I've got as far as the town manager's report.
Okay, thank you, David. I'll entertain a motion to approve the town manager's report.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all who in favor will say aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Carried. Okay, David, let's proceed on to the treasurer's report.
Okay, if you go to your finance section and your general fund, we had a total income of $35,172.27. Our total expenses was $24,988.10, and we had a positive balance of $10,184.17. You'll go to your next report, which is the water utility and solid waste report. We had a total income of $10,001.51. Our total expenses was $5,533.60, and we had a positive balance of $4,467.91. If you'll go to your sewer report, wastewater, our total income was $15,242.77. Our total expenses was $12,424.95, and we had a positive of $2,817.82. Now I'm going to go through our bank accounts. In our general fund, we have $709,124.58. Our CDBG grant account is $10 in there we have to keep. Our water utility enterprise fund is $149,294.84. Our wastewater sewer fund is $29,135.95. Our water utility reserves is $99,372.85. Our customer deposit account is $22,231.30. And our wastewater restricted DEP account is $34,779.63. And also we have made the payment to them.
Does that complete your report?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve the treasurer's report for May 2020.
So moved.
There's a second.
Second.
Okay, any discussion or questions for David relative to the figures or any of the notations that were mailed or given to you from the minutes of the Finance Committee? It's a lot of information.
None from me.
Well, I want to thank Anita again for the specificity. I guess that's the word, the fancy word for completeness and detail, because she does a marvelous job, I think, every month, since she has a recording, to be sure that all the specifics that the Finance Committee labors through are clearly in the record. So hearing no other feedback, all those who would approve the treasury report will say aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Okay, next, for the members of the council, before we approve the consent agenda, do any of you wish to pull a committee report for tonight?
Yes, I will.
Okay,
Mr.
we'll
Mayor, if you
poll
could pull
yours. Anybody
two.
else?
number 2, please.
Number 2, and I'm going to pull number 1. Okay, then at this time, I'll entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda with withholding those 3 reports. Thank you. Is there a second?
Yes, second.
All,
So moved.
You did, Art.
all who will favor that is amended with 1, 2, and 3 being withheld to be reported on will say aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Okay, I'll start with number 1. I just want to remind everybody, which I know we're all clear on it, the importance of that July 31 budget hearing meeting. Because by then we will have all the information back from the county relative to the ad valorem decision that we'll be needing to make for the next fiscal year, as far as our ad valorem level. I said that right? Okay. The finance committee was given some detail, which we won't go into tonight, about some of the current losses, and not terribly significant, but loss of income from some of these revenue sources, I think, due to the pandemic. So we'll get all that information out to you well in advance of that July 31 meeting. The finance committee will review it all very carefully, probably in a longer meeting than usual in July before we get to the budget hearing. Because obviously we have to make a recommendation or see if we have consensus going forward to the next fiscal year as to whether we will keep our ad valorem assessment at level 5 or change it. This does not indicate any prior thoughts. It's just to remind all of us that that decision faces us as it will every year. So having said that, I'll be glad to move on to number 2, the public works, to Adrian.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to follow up, Mr. Cooper, about the trimming around the street lights. If there been any movement on that?
Yes, we have. Florida Power and Light came out here. They're in the process. They're going to do about 12 or 13 of them only. And then the town has to do all of the rest of them. So that's going to be an ongoing project that's going to take time.
Okay. So do you have a list or a priority of which ones the 13 that FPL will do?
Yes, I do. I have it on a spreadsheet.
Okay. Thank you. That's it. Thank you, Mr.
Ed, thank you, Mr. Andrews. Okay, we'll go on to CDR. Mickey?
Yes, yeah. And I think Kathy Parrott is there or online somewhere, but I wanted to be sure that to add to what is Kathy there online? I'm really opening up for Kathy's to be sure that everyone is aware of this Saturday from 8 o'clock until 10 o'clock, the opportunity to work in the passive park and help pick up some of the loose leaf stuff and get it moved out of there. I don't want to step on Kathy's feet if that's what she was going to say, but it's certainly something that's exciting for the park as well. So I'll let her speak to it as well, but I wanted to be sure that it came out. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, we've settled the first agenda of new business. I didn't label it as such, but thank you. So now we'll go to items not on the agenda. Anybody in the council wish to bring up an item not on the agenda? Not hearing anything. We'll go on to public participation. I think we have several persons have signed on, correct, Anita? So this would be the time if anybody would like to make a contribution or share concern under public participation, please feel welcome.
Did you sign your addendum? Just one signature.
Okay, not hearing any. Then I guess I'll turn it over to the town clerk.
That's correct.
We're gonna get 3.
That is correct.
Okay, anything else?
Just Anita, just to make sure. So this ethics training is in person, so we will be uh the Ethernet. Okay, ethics training. Okay, I signed up, but I didn't see where I had 2 places to sign up. Remember, I sent you back. Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Please, would you? Thank you. Thank you.
Mayor
Anita,
Saban, Mayor Saban, if I could just make one comment. Also, I wanted to let Councilmember Andrews know also that we did order our reflectors to go on to stop signs. So give us a little bit of time, as you're seeing us out on the street doing a lot of different things right now,
Yes,
doing
sir.
a lot of GSI. So we will start putting them strips on too. So I wanted to make sure you were aware of that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cooper.
You're welcome, sir.
Anita, have anything else?
I'm in a meeting.
yeah, I need you to check mine as well. It wouldn't let me check both boxes and it kept kicking me out. So I'm only signed up for the morning. So if you
Okay.
sign me up for the afternoon, thank you.
Yeah, so
Yes,
I have.
send it back.
We both. We both have.
okay. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
And
Great. Thanks,
And I
Anita.
think, Anita, I discussed this with you. I'm not sure. I have to check. I'm not sure I saw those. So okay, I'll check. If I don't find them, I'll call you. One other thing I want to mention should have done it earlier, but just to remind everybody, if you're like me, I don't often meet deadlines too far ahead. All of us on the council, of course, annually have to submit our financial disclosure forms. And the deadline for that, and it's on my to-do list for this week, is the end of June. I think
Yes.
July 1. Sometime it's the end of this month is the deadline, and there is a fine involved if you don't meet the deadline. So I think maybe I'm the only one that hasn't done it, but I just wanted to remind council
no.
people that if you haven't filled out that financial disclosure, it would probably be a good time to do it in the next week or so. Okay. I don't have my last sheet because I pulled it out of my council book. Are we ready to adjourn, Anita? Okay, well, thank you all tonight. I want to thank Anita especially for bailing
That's a
me
good
out
time.
with a almost brand new Apple laptop that wouldn't accept Zoom to work out a temporary arrangement on my iPad. And hopefully next month I'll be able to see all of you simultaneously because this is a little less sophisticated, but it worked. So having said that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
We'll move.
There a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed. Stay well, and we'll be back together soon. Thank you. The meeting is adjourned.
Thank you. Less than an hour.
Take care, Suzanne.
Yep, you too. Bye.
See you later.
I want to know where you are, Suzanne. What? I want to know what's, it looks like she's in some other country. Now her background looks like she's in some foreign, beautiful country. I just wonder where she got in her house.